And then that HR guy was still there. Maximum size reached. Okay. Oh, it's still recording. Um, the guy was still at GameStop. I went back that night to talk to him, and we were standing outside of GameStop. And honest to God, the very very quick conversation we had, I told that gentleman, I said, everything you said in there, the way you said it, the way you handled yourself, the way that you presented me to, come to my own realization of, I already knew I was fucking up, but to now just admit it, it's a weight off my shoulders because it was honestly starting to stress me out, even though I like doing it because you like pushing the envelope. That whole notion of people who steal just to steal, it's true. Narcoleptic or something like that. It's true, man. Like I wasn't, it was a different form. But that's the best way I can explain it. So I told that guy, I'm like, yo, you changed me. Thank you so much for doing all that because it was, you could have just came in and said, you're fucking fired, go home. And I never would have grew. Or maybe I would have, but it would have taken some time. I can't even remember the guy's face, unfortunately. But I wish I could talk to that guy. I wish I could because he won't remember me. I don't remember him as a face or a name, but I just remember the words. And he changed me a lot that day. That's why these encounters that you have with people, whether it's small, whether it's big, whether it's quick, whether it's long, you can change someone's life, their perspective, very, very quickly. This guy spoke to me maybe a half hour in the back, 10 minutes out front. We had 40 minutes to an hour tops talking to each other. And the gentleman changed my life. Changed my perspective, okay? So, I'm fired from GameStop. And the worst feeling I had was obviously letting Dave down because Dave was such a cool motherfucker. I love Dave. And also it sucked because I hated the SGA, and now the SGA became the assistant store manager. I'm like, fuck, that guy took my job. I hate that guy. I didn't hate's a strong word. I didn't care for him. But now, fire from GameStop. I remember having to, I hid it from my parents and my family for like 3 days until the award officially came. And then I had to tell my dad. And my dad left. He drove away crying because he's like, Alex, you threw away your opportunity. You were on the path to running a store. That was you. You were on your path. And I remember begging my dad, don't go, because I was afraid he was going to go to GameStop and ask why I got fired because I didn't have the heart to tell him why. I just said I did some stuff that I'd rather not talk about. And he brought me out to the truck and we had a conversation. He goes, yo, are the cops going to show up? I go, whoa. It's not that. No. The cops, it's nothing like that. No. It's something I did, a stupid kid. And, I did it. And that whole experience, okay? The reason why I always tell people in Rainbow Six Siege, you learn more in a death and you learn more in a loss than you ever in a kill or a victory, right? That right there was a loss. That right there was essentially an occupation death. I learned so much more then than I ever did succeeding at GameStop. I learned so much more failing at GameStop than succeeding at GameStop. You learn more in your failures than you do in your successes, if you ask me. So that goes ahead and occurs, okay? Now even though the gentleman gave me a great talk, the weight's lifted off my shoulders. The next day I wake up and I just fucking bawl crying. My dad came and hugged me, and he just goes, listen, son, you fucked up. It's time to realize that. Talk to my mom. My mom honestly could never say anything bad about me, and she goes, "It's meant to be. You did that, and now it was meant to be. There's a reason why you did that, and now you have to go ahead and make that reason become reality." So both my mom, both my dad, again, the two most amazing people in this fucking world. And now I am going through like I told you at the beginning, I went through 2 big depressions. This is my second. Even though actually, fuck. You can almost even say 3. I'll get to the third. And when I say depression, I'm not trying to lightly say that. I know depression is a very big thing. Just in my experience, this was my depression time. And that was my second stint going through depression, because I felt horrible. I just did not. So many people counted on, well, not so many. Dave counted on me, and I failed him. I failed somebody, and it hurt to know that. And I was on my way to having a great career there, I think. Hindsight being 2020, fucking so happy that happened, because now I'm a million times better. So anyway, so I go through that for a long time. Not a long time, maybe 6 months. And then I remember, again, you just remember moments, okay? You remember moments. I remember I went to Brock's Ice Cream, a local ice cream place here. And I'm just sitting there eating the ice cream. I go, fuck, this ice cream's so good. And I just finally went, all right, Alex, it's time to stop being sorry for yourself. Let's go on. Let's move on to the next thing. And I went home. My dad was sitting in his chair, and I stood above the couch. And my dad goes, so how you doing today? I said, yo, I'm doing great, man. I guess I'm finally done feeling sorry for myself. And he goes, I'm glad to hear that. So what do you want to do? And I told him, I'm going to join the military. Motherfucker looked at me and said, the fuck you are? He goes, you will kill your mother. If you tell, I don't know if my mom ever knows. I don't think to this day she may not know. My dad and I had a conversation. I wanted to become a Marine. Man, when I got my fucking ass kicked. I wanted to become a Marine. And my dad goes, you ain't coming shit. Nuh-uh, not my boy. And my dad's not trying to put light on the military. You know, he just cares for me. And obviously, that's a very dangerous fucking job. He goes, no, 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 no. So that was only like maybe a week or two of me even discussing that or thinking that. And then my dad comes up to me and he goes, yo, car sales. I go, huh? Try to be a car salesman. I go, Dad, car salesmen are sleazy. They're fucking horrible. I hate them. Because from the perspective of everyone who is not a car salesman or has someone in the family, you only see them in movies, television shows, commercials, and they're all sleazy motherfuckers. Don't get me wrong. Those type of salesmen are still out there. But customers have so much information they are able to get that salesmen don't even have the opportunity to be sleazy if you educate yourself, which is very easy to do. Kelley Blue Book, True Car, Cars.com, all these things, Carfax, all these things, right? So, just to appease my father, I go on the first website. My dad's naming off all the places, right? He's going, you got Chevy, you got Toyota, you got Honda, you can go work in Sacramento, all this stuff. So I can't tell you why, but for some weird reason, I only applied at one. I think I just applied at one so they wouldn't call me, and I can tell my dad, yeah, I applied at them all, no one called me. So I apply at Honda. This is 2013 right now, 2013. So how old am I right now, 23? 22. I'm about to turn 23 in August. Yeah, I'm 22. 22, about to turn 23 in August. And I get called in for an interview. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to go to an interview. And I had to Google where Yuba City Honda was, right? I drove by it every day when I went to GameStop. Didn't even fucking realize. So I go to GameStop, or go to Honda. I meet the receptionist. She says, go ahead and wait right here. And I had my first interview with a gentleman named Bobby. I'm sitting there, and he goes, all right, meet. What you got? He has that personality of an old car salesman. All right, meet. What you got? What? Huh? He goes, so you sell cars before? I go, no, I just recently came from GameStop. I did sell pro memberships, reservations, everything like that. Obviously, I know moving from $60 transactions to thousands of dollars of transactions is going to be different. And that was a big hurdle to get over at first. Before at GameStop, like, hey, here's 60. I need $60. Now it's like $40,000 for your car, ma'am. So he always calls me meat. All right, meat. So this is what I would want you to do. This is your duties and everything like that. And then when I said the GameStop thing, he had my application in my hand. He goes, "Oh, gamer fag, huh?" I go, "Yo, he can't say it. Yo, he would have got canceled cultured if I fucking said something, but I didn't say nothing." Look, he actually never wanted to interview me. The only reason I was even interviewed was because of the general manager, Mel Moscardo, at the time. Because he saw my application. Let me pause this real quick. I'm going to get a drink of water. Okay, I'm back and refreshed. So, the general manager, Mel Moscardo, goes ahead and tells Bobby and Jimmy, the two sales managers, that he wants me to be interviewed. He's away at some conference, so he can't do that. And the reason why he wanted me interviewed was because I was 22. I was a young gun, as he said, and I had experience in at least dealing with customers and trying to sell them products, which is GameStop. So I had the interview with Bobby. It goes really well. It was me. I'm gonna be honest. I like you. I didn't want to, but I like you. I'm like, cool. And he goes, I want you to come back and meet Jimmy tonight. I want you to come back and meet Jimmy. I'm like, all right. So I come back later that day. I meet Jimmy. That interview did not go well. It lasted 30 fucking seconds. Like, he asked me 2 questions and then left. I have since asked Jimmy, like, yo, bro, you only interviewed for like 30 seconds. What the fuck? He goes, I knew right then and there I liked you. He goes, all I need is 3 questions. And I know. And I knew by 2. I'm like, cool. So, and also, I met a couple sales guys there, and two of them come up to me and go, are you trying to become a sales guy? And obviously, when you are a salesman, you don't want other salesmen or saleswomen being hired, whether you're, because think of it as a pizza, or think of it as a pizza on a table. If there's 2 people sitting at the table, you get a lot of pizza. 3, 4, 5, less pizza, right? So that's essentially what it was. And they go, you're trying to get hired? And the other guy, Mike, who I still actually talk with now, and I actually just sold him a car not too long ago. He goes, yeah, he won't last. I go, the fuck? I just said hello to you, bro. But anyway, so I get hired at Honda, okay? And once I get hired at Honda, I'm getting the cold shoulder from essentially everybody. And I don't know why. I'm like, what the fuck? But it's that reason. I mean, you don't want other people being hired, obviously. I was the 9th salesman, okay, at a 60 car lot. There's 60 sold cars. 9. That's too much salesmen that I know now. Right now, we have 5 salesmen, and we just sold 100 cars last month, okay? So think of it as, we had 9, and we just sold 60. That's too much salesmen. Knowing what I know now, I was hired because they were going to fire. That's why. So that's why I was getting the cold shoulder. So I got hired. Luckily, Randy, who I call my Obi-Wan fucking Kenobi, took me under his wing and taught me the business, taught me what to do. My dad obviously was in the business, so he taught me a lot too, but Randy gave me the hands-on stuff. So I owe Randy so much because of that fact. So Randy trained me. And within 90 days, day 91, they came up and gave me my business cards and said, I guess we're keeping you. I'm like, bam, I'm in. And during these first 3 months, I'm only on hours. I'm not getting commission or anything like that because I'm training and everything, right? Even though I had some couple cars sold. They don't let go of one of them, but the person that I think I was meant to replace quit. One of our other salespeople, she moved back into internet department. So now it's down to 7 sales guys. And one of the salesmen who's still there today became full-time halftime finance, I guess. So now we're down to really 6 salesmen, okay? Down to 6 salesmen. And for the next 4 years, you know, I progressively got better. I fucking kicked ass. And I would like to think I did a great job. There were some months, obviously, I didn't. And that job, it was stressful. It was. The months, the high months were high. But damn, the low months were low. Because you could sell, I remember one month I sold 12 cars, right? The next month I sold 4, and they didn't give a shit about that 12 month. They just said, what the fuck happened on this 4 months, okay? So the highs were high, the lows were lows. And I was just straight commission. So I could go to work 3 days in a row, work 12-hour days, 36 hours for 3 days, right? Sell no cars. Guess how much money I made? $0 fucking dollars. I was free labor. And it was stressful. I was definitely making a lot more money than I was at Honda. I mean, at Honda, GameStop, I'm sorry. At GameStop, I was making $1,800, $2,200 a month. And I'm like, yo, this is fucking amazing. Holy shit. Now I'm making this money. I'm like, oh my God. I go ahead and I move out. I move into an apartment complex. And now, you know, I have my own car. I got my own apartment. I'm fucking... The world is like on my shoulders, I feel like. Or the world, I'm on top of the world. Like, I have so much fucking shit right now. And then towards the end, so Bobby and Jimmy, my 2 sales managers, they unfortunately get fired for a new regime to come on in. Jay comes in, does a fucking fantastic job. He starts to turn that place around. Clark comes in, fucking amazing job by Clark. Those two, they didn't work well together, but on their shifts, they worked very, very well. And then Jay ended up leaving, so we got a slew of sales managers then. We got Mark, Greg, didn't last. So Clark finally hires a guy named Cameron, who I didn't work with too long. But now my bosses are stable, right? And then I start doing Twitch in 2015. And 2017, 2017? Yeah, 2017. I'm thinking more about Twitch than I am Honda. I would be at Honda, you know, losing out on car deals, thinking of new things I can do on Twitch, new ideas, new Jackbox nights, new Rainbow nights, new Gears nights, trying to get more of a community and stuff, right? So that Barrow would not have listened to this Barrow now. And who knows, if I would have blown up on Twitch, then obviously I'd made the right decision. But with the way things worked out, it was the worst decision I ever made in my fucking life. It was stupid. I left a job where I was making X amount of money to go work for Twitch full time, okay? Now it's 2017. I leave Honda, stable job, great income, and I throw it all on the fucking line, right? And I go do Twitch. Again, the Barrow then would not have listened to the Barrow now. And a lot of people that I have met off of Twitch, and that still I know, I met during that time when I was doing Twitch full time. So I am grateful to have now get to know so many people because of that time. But what that did to me financially, personally, I was fucking horrible. It was so bad. And that year and a half, 2 years, however long I did it for Twitch, I do not recommend ever playing video games full time. Because sometimes, you know, like how Tim the Tatman, Lyric, Dr. Disrespect, sometimes they have come out and said, yo, we need a break. And in my mind, beforehand, doing this, I go, you play video games every day and you make thousands upon thousands of dollars. What the fuck? Like, nut up. Bro. They feel that way making thousands of dollars a month, right? Imagine the mindset of someone who's making thousands of dollars a year doing it. it sucked, bro. All of a sudden, and again, I take all the money I made during that Twitch time was 100% because of my viewers. So I appreciate you and everything that you did for me. You guys are fucking amazing in that regard. But at the end of the day, I have to live my life and spend my money for shit. Here I am making this amount of money on Twitch, right? And it would take me 3 months at Honda to make that. I'm like, in 3 months at Honda, I was making that. Now it takes me 12 months to make that on Twitch. And at first it was fun. Then it became not fun. Then it became stressful. Then it became depression. So that was another big stint. And I remember sitting there and we had that whole, the push for partnership happened when I was back on Honda. But there was a time right before I went back to Honda. It was February of 2019, I want to say. And I had a conversation with like this. And I told everyone, yo, next month, March or April, something like that, help me get partnership. Help me get partnership. If I get partnered, I will put 1,000% of my effort the rest of the year to get that done and to focus more on Twitch, to become better on Twitch, to do all this stuff. And you guys answered the fucking call. They answered the call. I hit the partnership achievement, man. I'm like, oh my fucking God, I hit the partnership achievement. This is amazing, bro. This is so cool. And then I fill out the application. 6 weeks, 8 weeks go by. I get denied. It said, congratulations on hitting the partnership achievement. However, we cannot offer you partnership at this time. That was the final straw. It was nothing you guys did, but to know how hard you could work at something and still not be rewarded for it was just devastating. I mean, again, looking back now, thank the fucking Lord that Twitch didn't partner me that day. Because if Twitch partnered me that day, I would not have gone back to Honda then. And I would have been late. And let me tell you why. We are 55 fucking minutes into this. And this next part is the most mind-boggling of them all. The timing. The absolute perfection of timing that worked for me is almost non-believable. It is non-believable. I tell people and they don't believe me. They're like, Alex, there's got to be some fabrication. Like, you're making it too crazy. I'm not. It legitimately was this, okay? Maybe I'm making it sound too crazy than it is, but it's fucking crazy. So, I don't get partnered. I remember having the conversation with you guys that we had a Bear Doll for Bear on a Wednesday. I turned off chat, and I'm like, all right, guys, I'm going back to Honda. I just can't do this anymore. I'm still going to stream. I'm still going to do my stuff at night, but this ain't full time for me. I'm going to go back to Honda. I called Clark, who was still a sales manager over at Honda, and he answered the phone. I said, how you doing, sir? I'm doing all right. What can I do for you, Alex? Any chance you guys are looking for a sales guy? He goes, yep. Come on in tomorrow. So I called Clark on this day, okay? I called Clark. All right? Next day, this day, I go and get interviewed. Well, there wasn't even an interview. They just said, okay, you're hired. I'm like, sweet, I'm back. This day, the very next day, Clark fucking quit. No fucking joke. He quit. And I would never have called them back if Clark wasn't there. I went back because of Clark, because he was such a good boss. I went back because of Clark. And then he calls me the very next day, Alex, I just quit. Bullshit, Clark. You're fucking lying. I just quit. I'm going over to that Honda dealership because they're going to give me more money. I'm like, well, I mean, I can't blame you. It's closer to your house. I mean, you were commuting, so hey, congratulations. So the pay plan at Honda now, at that time, and still to this day, is units. You have to sell a certain amount of units per month. So we had this conversation mid-June. So I said, July 1st, I'll go back because I don't want to start middle of June because the cars I sell, I won't be able to sell the amount of cars I need in 15 days. I need 30 days to sell those cars. So I said, July 1st, I'll go back. Clark then quits. Manny, who is now the sales manager, who was a former salesman with me, he's now the sales manager. We have a conversation. I said, yo, if you guys don't, I was trying to get Manny to say he didn't want, or they didn't need me. I said, Manny, Clark just quit. If you guys don't need me, it's all good. He goes, no, bro, we need you. You better come back. So I come back. I meet the new sales manager who took Clark's part, Alan. We didn't get off on the best foot because I didn't give him a chance, just like a lot of us didn't, in terms of I thought that, he was Clark's replacement. Let's say you have a great buddy at work and then all of a sudden he leaves for something better and then they replace him. You're like, well, fuck you. You're not that person, right? So I didn't give him a fair shot at first. So I go back to Honda, okay? Woody, obviously y'all know Woody. He's still there. And then this new dealership we're at, because it's a brand new dealership, all new building and everything, all new to me, and I had to get the rust off. The first month I go back, I sell 10 and a half cars. I'm like, and there's 3 tiers of bonus, okay? You sell 6 cars, it's bonus 1. You sell 10 and a half cars, it's bonus 2. You sell 15 cars, it's bonus 3. All right, so there's 3 tiers of bonus. First month back, I hit tier 2. I'm like, let's go. That's what I wanted. But don't get me wrong, I want to hit tier 3, but I want to hit T2. So I hit T2, and hitting T2 was essentially the same money I used to make when I was on commission. So I'm like, oh my God, this money is fucking awesome. Let's go, sweet. Then Woody fucking quits. Woody quits because Clark got Woody to go with him down to Sacramento, right? So now Woody quits. I don't know anybody here. They're all brand new to me. Besides Manny, who's a manager, and Dennis, who's a finance manager, all the sales guys, I don't know. No idea who they are. But let me tell you what that made me do. That made me go, I don't know any of you. I'm not going to mess around with any of you in terms of talking and be off task. I'm going to work my fucking ass off. I sat down, and the next 2 months, I hit T3 tier bonus. The biggest bonus you could hit at this dealership. 2 months in a row. I'm like, and the amount of money from T2 to T3, T2 is good money, okay? T3, fucking great money. And then once you get that taste of that type of money, I don't live that way. I live as though I make, $1,000 a month. You can ask anybody who knows me. I am not extravagant with purchases. I do not make purchases. Just because I make more money one month doesn't mean I spend more money that month. I live like I'm a cheap ass. Why? Because the money I am saving up for all these years is to buy a house. And I have a very sizable down deposit because of that. And knock on wood, hopefully the housing market goes back to normal. But even though I'm making all this more money than I've ever made before in my life, I'm not different. I don't live differently. Okay? So, then Manny, I don't know if Manny remembers or not, but I told Clark and Manny, I said, hey, I want to come back for the summer, and then I'm going to go back to Twitch. Because my idea was to go back to Honda, work 3 months, make an X amount of money, and that would cover me for the 9 months I'm on Twitch. Right? And then all of a sudden, I get called into the office with Alan. And he has since let the internet manager go. And he has already promoted someone new to the internet department. But he goes, the internet department, in my eyes, needs 2 people. Because I'm going to make this thing huge. So he has me sit in the closing part, and he sits as a customer-wise, right? So he gives me the high chair. And he just sits there and he goes, you're very good at what you do. I've only known you for 3 months. But he doesn't say, but the impression he gave me, because he's already given me the promotion over people that have been here for years, and he goes, you're better than those guys. You're better than those girls. You're better than them. And do you want second chair and internet? And I'm like, internet. I don't see why I would want that. And then he explains to me what he plans on doing for internet department. He goes, Alex, you know that T3 bonus you just hit the last 2 months? You'll hit that every month. Easily. Every month, you won't even have to worry about it. Every month, at the beginning of the month, when you sell your first car, you can count that as a T3 amount of bonus. Why? Because you're gonna hit it every month. He goes, Alex, if you give me a year, you give me 12 months. First off, because he knew I was flirting with going back to Twitch. He goes ahead and says something along the lines of, listen, if you're gonna say yes to this, I want you here for a year. Committed for a year. Work your ass off for a year for me. Okay? It's not, you get this and 2 months later you go to Twitch. No. I'm going to go to the owner and I'm going to get him to put you in there and give you that pay plan and you work your ass off for a year. Okay? So, and he goes, Alex, I will. He goes, Alex, in a year you will make this amount of money. And I go, what? Huh? He goes, you're going to make this amount of money. So, I mean, at that time, I still had the Twitch in my mind. So he goes, don't give me your answer right now. Go home, think about it. Go talk to your dad. I know you're big on talking to your dad. And whenever I say I talk to my dad, I talk to my mom as well. It's just, I guess my dad being a guy and having, I went to the relationship and stuff about, because I didn't want to go to my mom asking her, how do I impress this girl when I was growing up or something like that. And my dad was the car salesman. My mom is the rock of everything in my life. Then my dad can give me the harsh reality. And I felt like I needed the harsh reality because I went to my dad and I told him the conversation I had. My dad's sitting here, I'm sitting there, okay? My dad looks over at me like this. If you fucking decline that offer, you're fucking stupid. He says something along the line of, I know 2 years ago you left to do Twitch, okay? It didn't work out, son. It didn't work out. You told me it didn't work out. And now this gentleman is offering you the chance to make this compared to what were you making at Twitch? And I told him, he goes, are you fucking stupid? My dad goes, not off, but he's like, if you fucking, no, you're taking that. No. So I text Alan right then and there. I go, yo, I'll take it. So I committed myself for a year in my mind, right? I'm like, Twitch, I'll still do you. I still love you, but you are definitely in the back burner. I started at internet October 1st. Okay. October 1st, I start an internet. The other guy